So on to SmackDown. We had another good show. I don't even know. I wouldn't even say Raw was that good, actually. It was kind of just a great show. Good show we got here tonight. Good show, fellas. Raw was really, with the two biggest segments of the night being like wastes. I'm gonna say that it wasn't that great of a Raw. It wasn't. It really was like trying to build up to SummerSlam, but stole away from some of the stuff from SummerSlam to do so. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really appreciate that. So what do we have happen on SmackDown this week?
Well, SmackDown began with as it has been the last couple of weeks. It started with a little backstage segment with Randy Orton, Shane, and Daniel Bryan talking, and Heath Slater shows up, and he throws an apple at Randy. Randy's standing like this. And I think that apple was just supposed to bounce off him.
Yeah.
And he catches it like this, and I was like, that's just the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Then he ate it.
I
thought he was going to spit in his face because he wasn't cool.
It was always a possibility. But yeah, I didn't really see the overall point of that, except for that's just how SmackDown's beginning lately. And
then we went to Miz TV.
Miz TV, yep.
With special guests Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose.
Yes. And again,
Maurice is always a pretty special guest to have on too, but I mean,
she's not really a guest. She's part of.
She's the I don't know what you'd call it, not co-host.
She's the Vanna of the, not my girlfriend Vanna, but
the Vanna White.
The Vanna White of the show.
I was confused for a second. Yeah.
Big thing out of that is while they're talking trash, Ziggler super kicked Dean, killed him, laid him out. Yep. He was dead.
He did like
5 minutes.
When Dean fell, his arms were up like. When someone legit gets knocked out, their arms go into like fetal, like baby mode. Like I didn't remember how to move my arms.
Yeah, it looked like it was a knockout.
It was good.
Yeah. I felt like it was kind of the same promo as the last couple weeks. Not necessarily bad, but I'm glad it ended with the kick because it kind of added a little something different to it. But anyway.
And again, to your point last week of the kick being like the new
that's like
move.
more of a finisher than the zigzag lately.
Yep.
And then we went to a commercial, and then when we came back from commercial, they show, during the commercial break, we had the only small build to this IC title match that we had.
During the commercial, that's when Apollo Creed,
as they were calling.
They keep calling him that.
They're openly calling him that, and he comes out. He's like, "It's Cruz," and he like hits Miz, and it was.
Yeah, it's forced.
Neither one of those guys are my favorite guys, but like I feel like they deserve a little bit better than that. Especially the IC title deserves better than no build for.
Yeah.
And then you have the US title. That's the main thing on Raw. It's just really weird. But
after that, since it's SmackDown, we had a 12-person tag match. Teddy Long was somewhere backstage. Teddy Long was like, thank God.
I think Teddy Long might think that he is the general manager. So, and every once in a while, when he wakes up from he has like multiple comas every month.
Right.
He'll wake up and he's like, "Go, yo, host SmackDown. It's Tuesday now because we got to go film SmackDown. It's not live."
But yeah, there's the good guys versus the bad guys in the tag division, and the good guys won.
Yep, that's about all there is to talk about.
Let's showcase the whole tag team division as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Again, I really
American
want
Alpha
to see
picked up the tag.
Yes, but I want to see American Alpha win against a legitimate tag team.
Yeah,
I'm tired of them being put in these either squash matches. Or what were you calling them? Building matches?
What were they called? Enhancement matches.
Enhancement matches. Screw that.
Who did they even get the pin on? I can't even remember.
Tyler Breeze.
Well, of course, because everyone hates him, I guess, apparently, right now.
Then we had the best part of the night.
Saddest, the most unfortunate part of the night.
You're right.
What would have been the best.
Eva Marie, and I keep saying it, and I've been so excited to see Eva Marie fight because she's put in so much time and effort into it, and I legitimately, as much as you think this is an act, I legitimately think that she's actually going to have a little bit more of a repertoire now because wasn't it the Brian Kendrick that taught?
She trained with the Brian Kendrick.
Right. So she's been working hard at this, and she's finally tonight going to have her debut. But of course, those rascals in that traffic just held her up.
And the weather too.
And the weather, she couldn't make it to her match, and So that was just a real disappointment.
She's supposed to face Naomi, and
Naomi with being a face now somehow.
Just suddenly a face just because she has new.
She's like, I got colors. New
colors. Yeah, I got new colors, and I dance, and here's some stuff.
Yeah,
she's throwing it out to the crowd. So she's a good guy again. But yeah, even Marie.
That's that. Good guy again. Thank God.
Backstage segment after that with AJ Styles trying to be a nice guy to Alberto Del Rio, but Del Rio wants none of it. So then AJ was.
He wasn't trying to be a nice guy.
Alberto Del Rio was high on cocaine at the time.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's true.
Before the suspension, we have Del Rio.
Right.
There was as we mentioned earlier about Raw, with random people to bring back over Damian Sandow, where there's a Kurt Hawkins vignette that played. Apparently, he's going to be Chuck Norris.
Vignette.
That's what they call it.
Vignette?
Same. Just depends on what country you're from.
Vignette is sounds like a pasta.
Spaghetti. Make me spaghetti, baguzzi,
if you go to an Italian restaurant, they're like, here's some spaghetti, some lasagna, some ravioli, some spaghetti.
Hey, it's been a long show. It's been a long show. I apologize.
I want the pasta, and I want the sauce on the side. If the sauce is touching the pasta, I send it back.
Vignette. Anyway, how do you feel about his Chuck Norris-esque?
Who are we even talking about?
Kurt Hawkins.
Oh, I hate that. I absolutely hate it.
Okay.
Just be like Kurt Hawkins. You remember the guy that got killed by the Undertaker at WrestleMania,
who used to tag with Zack Ryder.
Yeah, Ryder and Hawkins.
Yes.
Have Ryder and Hawkins be a thing again.
Do you remember?
And have them be cronies for somebody.
Yeah. Do you remember the fake edges?
Yeah. Exactly. Just have him.
Should have him come back as Edge. Like fake Edge.
yeah.
Like not like fake Diesel, but just Edge.
Yeah, like
Edge is
music and everything.
Oh my
yes. I'm fully on board with that. That'll be so much better than the stupid Chuck Norris facts thing that they're doing, because
understand that at all. We're about 12 years too late.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Then we go to Randy Orton against Slater, which, strangely enough, ended in a DQ, so Slater technically won.
Slater won.
And Randy Orton, what are they doing? It's like Randy Orton's supposed to be the good guy in this match, and he's being a complete douchebag.
Because it's fun to pick on Heath Slater right now.
I guess. And
But it's not. I don't know. Maybe they didn't understand, but I mean... Yeah, then at the end of the next part of the segment, they seem to understand that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Randy Orton doing some of Brock Lesnar suplexes, or at least his best imitation.
He's supposed to be sending a message to Brock Lesnar, but by doing it by killing Heath Slater is not the way to do it.
But his last
not for a good guy anymore.
Well, since Randy's been back and he's been like, oh, I'm going to face Brock Lesnar, he struggles in a match against The Miz. I can't remember. Did he face Del Rio? Was it last week? And that was a struggle of a match. Why not have him be squashing some guys so he looks tough, and then what you think is going to happen is likely what's going to happen. He's just going to get crushed by Lesnar.
Yeah.
Further building Lesnar to something hopefully greater as a payoff in the future. But anyway, it's just very odd, build. And I understand they're both on different shows, but that doesn't mean anything. It's still very odd build. But anyway, then we have Slater backstage with an apparent head injury.
Orton knocked him into Monday. Knocked him back to Monday.
Yeah.
Yes, literally.
Yep.
Well,
he was seeing things. Daniel Bryan was Mick Foley, and Shane was Stephanie. And
yes.
And he's like, I beat Brock Lesnar, thank God.
I can't believe I beat him, but I did.
And they took away his contract.
And so they gave him a contract to sign, but then he's getting ready to sign it, and they took it back away.
Yeah.
Because
and the fans were audibly boo! It was cool because, like I had said before, the fans are starting to get behind him. So I hope they at least see that that's the thing. So now when they continue this whole let's pick on him thing, they make him be the babyface and not just kind of accidentally be the babyface.
I hope it comes down to the point where they're fighting for him.
Yes, that'd be a good turn.
What's that?
Gets to the point where Stephanie and Shane are fighting for who.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
That's a good way.
Yeah,
that'd be good. After that, we have the Wyatts in the ring, and it's going to be Eric Rowan against Dean. Of course, Dean.
Oh man, I forgot all about that.
Of course, Dean wins.
We have a world champion in the middle of the match, middle of the show.
Yeah, but that's. I'm just gonna pretend.
No, I'm thinking the end of this.
But
match,
yeah, Dean, of course, being the champion and the top guy of sorts, he wins. and because he's also facing Eric Rowan. But then we have Bray Wyatt walk out on Eric Rowan.
Left his mask and left.
Gave him a look and left his mask.
And then you hear Morrow say, "Could this be the end of the Wyatts?"
Right. So that was one of the highlights of SmackDown for me, because I was like,
"Oh, you don't like Eric Rowan anyway."
Well,
besides that, it was still a bit of.
I love Luke Harper. I don't care at all for Eric Rowan. So I mean, I don't want to see the Wyatt family per se, that whole idea break up. But yeah, if he's cutting the weakest chain off, if he's doing that, that's absolutely fine. Which right now he's the only other chain linked to him because Braun's on Raw.
It'd be nice to see
recruit somebody else.
It'd be nice to see that, but also some sort of character change for Rowan, like. Either turn him into, I don't know if you want to turn him into another monster like Strowman is on Raw, or just give him a different character altogether.
I feel like they've tried.
Let him be the Funkasaurus now.
He's no. Okay, that's the only way that's the only way he lasts. But I really think if you take him off the teat per se of Bray Wyatt, that he hasn't been weaned enough. He's just going to die.
He doesn't have anything to go. And like I said, you got to completely change his character for him to be successful on his own.
Yeah, because the stuff they've tried so far didn't ever work, and he just kept going back to Bray. But once again, Tom, we have a women's event that took place.
We had Becky Lynch and Carmella. Was this Kamara's first match or no? Second match.
She beat Natalya last week.
Okay, that's right. And Alexa Bliss and Natalya. So Alexa Bliss and Kamala's both their second matches. Thank goodness for Alexa Bliss, though.
Well, thank goodness for.
Oh my God. Eva Marie finally made it through all that traffic, and she was fine. She wasn't harmed or anything. She came out, all red everything came out, and she was ready for a match.
And in this case, the words "better late than never" have never been more true.
Yes. Because right behind her,
Naomi was chasing her.
Yeah, she was mad.
She's mad that she didn't get to compete, so she was chasing her. She chased her around the ring. Luckily, Eva Marie escaped Naomi's grasp.
Right.
Ran through the middle of the ring.
This vindictive attack. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Natalya saved her.
Yes.
And with the distraction from that, Natalya was able to... actually, Becky got Natalya.
Becky got the...
From the distraction, because
then all the good girls were like, "Yay, we win!" And
Naomi came in and was like, "Yay!" with them too.
Yeah.
It's like, who are you?
Yep, will lead to a new match at SummerSlam. 6 women. I'm with it again.
And Eva was like, "Oh shoot! Whoops.
Oh no!
Now I might have to do something." I mean, then we have Baron Corbin once again beating up Callisto. Very brief, more brief than last week.
It's getting sick. Like, it's disgusting.
Because neither of them are booked for SummerSlam at this point.
I thought it was the beginning of like an after-school special on Bullying again.
Right. Like, it was me. Like it was beyond like a feud in WWE. He was just like rubbing his face and his skull into that wall.
Yeah.
He's like, "I just want you to know, anytime you get up, I'm going to be right here to push you back down." I'm like, that's a grown man with a family. You can't do that to coworkers. You're not in a match with him.
Grown man's kind of strong. Thing in this case, but anyway,
grown as high as he'll be.
It's not his fault.
Oh, then we did the same, I think, video package from last week, if not very close to the same, of Randy and Lesnar, 15 years in the making, and that's the best thing they got going to build this thing.
Again.
Yeah.
The best thing about the whole thing, the best thing about that match, in my opinion, is Brock Lesnar's attitude about it is the same as mine.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't care. Brock Lesnar's going to win.
Yeah.
Done.
They're already teasing, which we, I guess, skipped over earlier, already teasing Wyatt and Randy happening, so I hope...
And kind of Wyatt and, like, everyone lately has been teased. Wyatt's done that thing of just, like, I'm the scary guy, and I can be here at any point in time. I'm gonna fight you, because you better take notice about me.
Creative doesn't have anything for me, so I'm gonna be scary around everyone.
I could show up anytime as a hologram in the end of your match and ruin it. So watch out.
And SmackDown, the main event was John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio, and what will be his last match at least
for at least 30 days.
At least, if not longer, depending on how that goes. And we had AJ Styles on commentary, and he just talked a lot of trash like he tends to do. And Cena won, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. LOL.
Yeah, of course. And then it ends with...
What kills me is, during that match, I was watching it, and it was basically the same exact match from the last time they fought.
Yeah.
And
only Cena won.
And Cena kicked out at like 2, of course. Cena kicks out at 2, LOL. On that backbreaker, backstabber thing that made him, that pinned him 1, 2, 3 last time. So it was like all of a sudden his back's stronger and everything.
He got healed.
He's like Goku. He can't be beat by the same thing twice.
Yes.
No, because every time he's beat, he gets stronger. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No one explained to me that John Cena was a Saiyan, so.
Well, now you know.
Okay.
It goes without saying. So
it goes without saying.
Oh. Anyway. Very clever.
New T-shirt on.
Yes.
John Cena is saying goes without saying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just goes
we'll
without
work
saying.
on it.
Front and back thing.
It's in production. We'll get R&D to work on it.
AJ gets right after the match. AJ gets his flying forearm on Cena, but then after the beatdown, Cena kind of comes back and gets
played possum.
Yeah, he gets an AA, and then he gets an AA through a table off the stairs, which seemed a bit excessive. But hey, at least
I thought Cena was the face.
Yeah, at least we're finally getting the build.
No, if you've had something go on this long, Cena's been known to put people through tables in long feuds. Well, hey, remember in Montreal at that ladder match, Cena threw Edge through how many tables?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know it's not anywhere comparable, but it was a SummerSlam, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Too long ago.
Anyways,
it needed something though, because neither one of them were on TV last week, and it kind of felt like, I don't know, like it went stale having two of your top guys kind of.
Did you guys look at that 1 minute match that happened on Raw between those two?
No.
It wasn't a match.
No, you keep talking about it, and I don't think it exists.
I saw a video of it. AJ Styles comes out during the commercial break and says, "The only reason I'm here is because I was scheduled to be here, and I think Raw sucks as much as this town does."
Yeah.
You know, just being the heel.
Too far.
And then John Cena comes out and he's like, "Blah blah blah, I hate you," you know, and he comes down AAs in the end, and then they're done. You know, 1 minute. They were both advertised to be on Raw that week because they planned it way ahead of the brand extension.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So they were on there for a minute.
Huh.
So I mean that was SmackDown for the week.
Yeah, that was SmackDown.
And are we living at Charlie's house where there's just cats outside?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna shoot the damn thing. So we'll be right back, and we might have some cats to eat.
See, you took care of that problem.
Yep.
Thank
Problem
God.
taken care of.
I don't hear any more meows, meow, meow. So we got through with our two main shows. Unfortunately, NXT, because Takeover is happening this Saturday. NXT was just one of those like, here's what happened and here's what's gonna happen.
We're having a special this Saturday. Yep.
So Tom and I went and got ice cream during NXT.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty exciting.
That was my favorite part of NXT.
Yeah. We got chocolate malts. They're pretty good. So,
after not having your chocolate malt last week.
Yeah, quick story. Last week, I got a chocolate malt from a store here, which I don't usually go to here in Albia.
Is he gonna name drop?
No, I'm not gonna do name drops. No. And it was like just they were like, oh, you want chocolate milk, pretty much, and just handing me
just thick chocolate.
A cup of chocolate milk.
It wasn't even thick.
It was just chocolate milk, pretty much, like, but not good. And I'm like, this is not a chocolate malt, and I just complained about it, and so that's like the story now. If you ask anybody that like is remotely a friend of mine about it, like Jake's chocolate milk, they'll just say Jake's the biggest freaking baby that you know. So I just wanted chocolate milk today. Long story short, I got my chocolate malt today, and it was amazing.
A real chocolate malt.
Yeah, it's real.
Real.
It's real.
Got it from the Snack Shack.
Right.
Where
Snack
the real
Shack.
ice cream is.
Real best ice cream. at Snack Shack in Albia. We will take money. We will take sponsors.
We'll take free food. Even.
We'll take ice cream and free food. We'll take that for sponsorship deals. So yes. So moving along
now
to NXT. Like I said, we're not really going to cover it because there wasn't anything to cover. We got ice cream.
It was all billed for the NXT Takeover Brooklyn 2.
Can recall is that the 6-person tag, 6-woman tag.
Yeah,
match.
that was actually good. We did catch that.
Carmella 2.0. I don't remember her name. The girl that had the weird long name from Finland or whatever she was from.
Yeah.
Scottish. She's from Scotland.
Something Cross, Green Cross.
Green Cross. His weird last name. Versus Mandy Rose, thank God for her.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss and the scary girl.
Yes.
I don't remember her name.
The scary girl.
For anyone who watched it, Tom's explanation spot on for who was in the ring. The good team won. The good girl team won. Unfortunately. I'm a big fan of Alexa Bliss. I like her mostly out of everybody. She's my favorite that was in that match. Mandy, I think there's a lot of good things to come with her. They actually, the crazy thing, she didn't win.
Tough enough.
I want to say last comic standing, but I don't know why I would say
Whoa.
like just another. Yeah, I don't know why I was about to say
close.
last comic standing. She won the.
She was runner up on Tough Enough.
She was the last comic standing runner up.
Yeah.
The last wrestler standing runner up.
That would have been better. Yes.
But the one who won, I think Sarah something. She has not been on NXT at all, to my knowledge, and Mandy was even on.
She was on Total Divas. Yeah, she had a pretty big role last.
She has. I don't know why Mandy won. I don't know why a lot of the final people were in there that were. Yeah, I do like that Josh won. He was my pick from the beginning. I don't know who many people watch it. No, it's not turning out well.
They let JJ go.
Yes.
He was the runner-up, and they ZZ, sorry.
ZZ was who? I don't know how he stayed in so long. I think that and I think that if they ever do Tough Enough again, they've learned their lesson with letting fans have such a big deciding factor in that. I don't know. I don't get it.
Because he was not.
He was bad the whole time, and he would never go through and do any cardio.
Well, and he was not, and I guess it could be how they portrayed him, but he was not portrayed well on that other show.
Breaking Ground.
Yes.
But to my point, though, Mandy seems, once again, to have more of the full package that Sarah J, for some reason that's coming to my head, but I don't remember her name.
Whoever won.
But she just doesn't have the full package that Mandy has. She has the look, and she's not bad in the ring. She wasn't in the ring very long, but most definitely she's hopefully going to come along with that. So that's all the time we're going to spend on NXT right now. I think we should just get, right before we do CWC and the SummerSlam picks, since we're talking about NXT, let's do our picks.
NXT Takeover Brooklyn 2. Because as much as we've kind of bagged on NXT lately, and by we, I mean you guys, I do know all three of us care a lot about the Takeover specials,
Takeover
they're always good.
Always good. Okay, never mind. The last one I didn't like.
That's because they were all so, and then it's transition period. That's what we've been saying. I know that sounds like an excuse, but it really is a transition period for NXT. But the last time I looked, there was only 6 matches booked for Takeover, which is typically normal. I'll start from bottom up. I know they've been showing vignettes of.
So let's do it this way.
We'll
go from the screen here, and here. We'll do our picks. Sure. And then the next time you'll pick first, he'll pick, and then I'll pick. We'll kind of we'll do it that way. So I'll take the first pick on the first one.
It's the debut of Ember Moon. We have no idea who she's facing. That last I read.
She's facing...
Ember Moon wins.
She's going to win.
Triple H talked her up, so apparently it's going to be amazing.
She's facing the girl whose music hit last week, and I told everyone to shut up because she was hot.
Yeah, the hot one.
Probably. I have no idea. And then
that's who she is. That's who they know.
Unfortunately, because we are pigs of men right now, Tom and I anyway. I don't know. I can't speak for Seth. Seth is married, ladies. I'm sorry, and he does have to abide by the rules of speaking the way he speaks. But Tom and I, until we see some magic in the ring, we're gonna just be like the hot one, that one.
That's true.
So I apologize.
Witness.
Yes.
So the next match is No Way Jose against Austin Aries.
No way, Jose. No way.
Who's your pick, Seth?
My pick is Austin Aries because I've always been a fan of Austin Aries, even back in Ring of Honor.
Okay.
I got to go with him. I bet if they really want to push No Way Jose, I won't be surprised if he gets it because sometimes I feel like that's all Austin Aries is really there for, is to put people over, which kind of makes sense, sadly, because he's an older guy.
More established.
Yeah. But it just depends on the plan with No Way Jose. I kind of hope it's going to be one of those things where, hey, let's show what No Way Jose has so he can actually be taken more seriously. But then Aries steals one because he's a heel right now.
Yeah.
But he's always better as a heel anyway.
Tom?
No way, Jose.
You think clean win?
Jose. If Jose
No
wins,
way.
it's clean win.
Oh, okay. I'm with Seth. I don't think that I don't think by any stretch of the imagination Aries is going to win this clean. I think that he sneaks up a roll-up pin, so then we get to see this
Tights
go on a little bit longer.
with the rope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just signature of him almost. Anyway, after that is the NXT Tag Team Championship. We have the Revival against Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano.
Which I try to get their names mixed up all the time.
Yeah.
And this has been probably, from what little we've been watching it lately, one of the better.
This is the best rivalry right now. Well,
potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Top 3 or 4 for sure.
Yeah. This is my favorite rivalry.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
It's been good.
So the best.
And yeah, you know, Ciampa and Gargano have really been making a name for themselves lately. And
who you thinking, Tom?
I think Tommaso and Ciampa win. Get the titles.
You think they win?
Gargano and Ciampa.
Same.
Tommaso and Ciampa.
That's one guy.
Yeah.
So funny.
I think that that's going to happen soon.
You don't think this?
But not yet. I think that they get, maybe the Revival gets like DQ'd. I think maybe on this one.
They've been doing that oh, I could see that. They're kind of been notorious lately, the last few takeovers and big events of kind of stealing one, to the point where it was kind of almost made it so much better when American Alpha won a couple takeovers ago. But so, yeah, I could see it going either way. I want to pick Ciampa and Gargano, though. That's my pick.
All right.
I think they'll get it.
And then we have Bobby Roode making his debut, finally, thank God.
His in-ring
debut, yes.
Yeah, against Andrade, that's his name? I don't know, something like that.
That's his first name. I don't like him, and so Bobby Roode is my pick.
Yeah. Well, Bobby Roode was my pick since it was my turn to go first here, but I think everyone agrees,
Bobby Roode,
just like on the first time. Yeah. Go ahead with the next one.
The NXT Women's Championship is Asuka against Bayley.
Yep. I think we maybe all agree on this one. I don't know.
Go ahead. I don't know.
I think that this is Bayley's last match with NXT. I think, like anything in wrestling, you go down on your back, Bayley's going to lose. Fair and square.
I think I agree completely with that, yeah.
I think Bayley's not getting pulled up right away.
Yeah.
So I think she may win this one.
I could almost see them doing she's the first ever and only
and only 2-time women's champion on NXT.
And then
she's going to have a final run with it, I think.
And comes up end or first of the year. I could see that. But
I don't think she gets pulled up until the end of the year or even WrestleMania.
Till like Survivor Series or something?
End of the year.
Maybe not even till WrestleMania.
End of the year, close to the first of the next year, yeah. That's kind of what I see happening. But I could see it going either way.
They got so many women right now.
I think the way that you pull Bayley onto TV is have her lose Saturday and have her. I'm scared.
Animals
I
today.
think the dog just murdered someone, Tom. I think you have Bailey lose Saturday and show up Sunday.
I think that's where I'm leaning towards more.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Show up to ruin someone's championship match.
No, just after the match is over.
Celebrate.
Come out like maybe after and spoiler alert for my pick, after Sasha retains, maybe the heels start beating her up and Bailey comes out for the save.
I can see that.
That'd be really cool. I don't know. That's just me thinking. And then our main event, if it is the main event, I hope it's the main event.
It has to be.
Samoa Joe versus Nakamura.
Yeah.
Man,
for the NXT title and the honor of Samoa Joe's nose.
Yeah, Samoa Joe.
Just Samoa Joe wants his nose back.
That is the one thing that we did. They had kind of that little like conference thing. That was kind of cool the way they had it set up with the two chairs and like the GM and all the security guards. I was there.
Yeah, you were in the back.
In the background. If you want to watch, there's evidence. I was there. I'm one of the security guards. I think that Nakamura is actually going to take this.
I agree. I think Nakamura. I think they want him to kind of be the running face to replace Finn Balor, and I think Nakamura gets the title here because it was around this time a while back when they had Balor beat Kevin Owens, kind of solidifying himself as the running face of NXT, and I agree.
Yep.
You agree too?
Yep.
Okay. You could also continue on. Yeah, I forgot if Joe's fighting, he root for the other guy.
Yep.
So they could continue this story if Nakamura wins, especially this is the new face of NXT. This is the new, and now we move all the new guys in, and Joe is just like, you know what? I lost my title that night. I lost my pride. I lost my nose.
I need to
get all these back.
Yeah.
I need to get my nose, my title, my pride back. So I'm coming for you, and I think we get to see an even nastier Joe after this.
It's already nasty and gross already.
That's fine.
And now the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yes, we had a pretty good night actually. I was enjoying most of the matches. Several times you can tell if you were outside of the Benton residence. If you live
outside of Nerd Buffet headquarters.
Yeah, in Nerd Buffet HQ. And you hear a lot of shouting on Wednesday nights.
It's usually Jesus.
Yeah, that means that the show was full of really big spots that we wanted to see. And there were several, at least 5 or 6 spots I can think of that I was like, oh my God, Reek Chris, Jesus, so there was plenty of times that I was impressed in this show. How we started off? Who was it who started in the ring? It was Gallagher and
Akira Tozawa.
Yeah, Tozawa. Tozawa was the one that was in that really off night. He was the main event.
He wrestled. What was that guy's name? I don't remember his name.
The guy we thought that wasn't all the way there.
Yeah, that he was there as like a favor to someone.
Yeah.
But yeah, he wrestled Kenneth Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that match just didn't connect with me.
Mm-mm.
And I was hoping to see Akira in a better match and with a better opponent.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to see that.
Got it here, yes.
And I said, because we had kind of referenced this when Gallagher fought his first matches. There's always these guys that I'm like, hate him, kill him, I hate him, and then they come out and they wrestle, and they completely change my mind. And I was trying to call him Drew Gallagher. I think I was getting Drew Galloway mixed up in my head, but Jack Gallagher.
Gentleman Jack.
Yes, the Extraordinary Gentleman,
Mm-hmm.
I think is his nickname, which is awesome. I was really rooting for him in this match.
Yes.
But when it got about 3/4 of the way through and I realized, about 90% of the offense has come from Jack, that was the dead giveaway to me that he was not going to be winning.
He was going to lose, unfortunately.
So I didn't like that I kind of caught on to the match That's my one and only gripe, and I think that's really nitpicking, honestly, for me to say.
It was a good match.
It was. I'm surprised he didn't go on though, because he's
fantastic. Both of those guys were good.
Yes, they're both great, but Gallagher connects with the audience a bit, and I thought they would have wanted to carry that on.
Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking.
But he'll be signed, I'm sure.
I believe
if he's not already.
I think he was, or is at least in talks. Like all of them are probably. So, but yeah, that was the first match, and then the second match.
Second match was the Noam Dar versus
Ho Ho Lun.
Ho Ho Loon.
Loon, yes. Sorry.
And again, Ho Ho Loon, I wanted to see more out of.
Right.
And he was my favorite in this match. I know you like Noam.
I like Noam. He was Israel. Woo, woo.
But
Israel.
Ireland.
He was born in Israel from Ireland.
From Scotland.
Scotland.
Same.
Get your facts
They'll
straight,
kill
guys.
you if you ever.
Well, he was the one.
I work with a Scottish guy, and you call him Irish, he'll kill you.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I thought Ho Ho was going to come out on top.
That's who I was going for.
Wasn't the case.
I didn't think so.
I know. I know you didn't. You were correct.
Yes, of course. Another decent match.
Quick though, the quickest of them.
Yeah, it was short, but it was okay that it was short because of the next match that we got.
Yes.
We had the Brian Kendrick versus what's the other guy's name that I really like? The beard guy.
Yeah, Tony Nese.
Tony Nese, yes.
I was really surprised with the outcome of this match too.
Yeah.
Every outcome didn't go the way I
we
wanted.
said, yeah, and we said there's no way that Tony Nese is 200 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He's built. He's got to be super short. He's got to be like 5'3" or something.
I think they kind of bended the rules for that guy a little bit. He's the biggest cruiserweight I've ever seen.
But he moves like a cruiserweight.
He does. Yeah, that's probably why they bend.
I know that's why. I know that why you guys always say you like Samoa Joe because he can move fast and stuff. But this guy's a big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not all like Mario said. It's not all bound muscle. He can move.
He moves about like and you guys probably haven't seen enough of him to agree, but he moves like Apollo Crews does, and even though Apollo Crews is bigger. And Tony Nese, he's in a situation where he can showcase that more, which is why I kind of thought they would go with him, but at the same time, the Brian Kendrick won, and I'm not completely surprised personally because I think they want to have that at least one with Tajiri gone, they want to have that one known guy go a little bit farther just to kind of help establish more guys towards the final. That's the way I see it.
I don't think they need to.
Probably not at this point, no, because I don't think a lot of casual people watch it.
I didn't think about it. I didn't like that he won, and then I saw that he's fighting Kota Ibushi in the next round.
That'll be good.
And I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm okay that Nese lost because
Camera's off again.
What?
Anyway.
I'm actually really happy that that Nese lost in a way, because I think the Brian Kendrick versus Kota Ibushi is going to be really cool.
Better match.
Yes.
Yeah, and again, better with like showing off maybe a little more story now of like, oh, Kota Ibushi's this favorite guy, and now this bad guy who's been not really cheating his way. I guess he didn't cheat too much in this match, but
cheated a lot last match.
Yeah, it's crazy that we're already at SummerSlam.
And it's also...
They say that years go faster the older you get, but jeez, Lord.
It's a packed card on top of that. It's a very packed card.
It seems like just the other day we were at your house for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And my cat bit me.
That was true. Before.
Well, yeah, but I still had the infected hand that day, and I went to the hospital after. Because I was like, I'm going to make it through, and it'll be healed by the time WrestleMania is over. And, like, by the time WrestleMania was over, my hand was just, like, swollen to double the size, and... it was kind of one of those, like the end of Pulp Fiction when they're like, we should probably be going. You're probably right. Like, Savannah's like, we should probably go to the hospital. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to go, but you're probably right.
I would have shot the damn cat, but we know that I have a predilection for shooting.
You shot a cat tonight.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
My cat, you can't shoot him. Moxley, good cat.
So do you want to go for the...
Except for biting.
You want to go through the card first and then do picks?
No, let's just go through. We talked about Raw enough and stuff, so I mean, let's we talked about all the wrestling there is, so.
All right, so I guess I'll start
First of all, we all agreed last week that we think the main event should be the new title.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do it like that. We're gonna build up, and the last thing we talk about will be the new title match.
Assuming that, yes, that's okay. So, potentially the least important match. I guess it could be argued, but that the last match added was as of now was the 6 women's tag match with on the heel side, I guess, is Eva Marie, Alexa Bliss, and Natalya against Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Naomi apparently is face now. So
and I said, my pick for this, I think everyone said it'd be cool, is if somehow or another Eva doesn't come in till later in the match and she just gets the pin.
Yeah, I think that's how it's going to end as well. The heels will win and Eva will get the pin. And
I don't think Eva will even show up until partway through the match.
Definitely, yeah. I think that'll happen, and I think she gets the pin without really being the match whatsoever.
Yeah.
So then the next match is the first of the best of 7 series with Cesaro against Sheamus.
You already had my theory on this.
Yeah. I agree to a point. I think either way, however the story and development of the best of 7 will go, I think Cesaro gets the first one, mainly because he's already beat Sheamus 2 times in a row. So he'll beat him 3, and then Sheamus.
Why would he not at SummerSlam?
Yeah, and then Sheamus will have to turn to dirty tactics. I can almost see, since Cesaro's beaten him twice, they have Sheamus beat him to kind of even it out to make the series more interesting, but that's not the logic I would go with, but I could see it.
I hope Cesaro just wins all of them.
Yeah.
Like Jake said.
Agree.
Rolls them.
I agree.
But then, I don't know if that, cheapens Sheamus.
I think that's just like anything. Maybe you do a double turn for him through this thing somehow or another. I know it's hard to think about now, but
it's hard to think about Sheamus as a face ever.
Yeah.
I think Sheamus is a better face than a heel. He's boring as a heel. Even though it's crazy to say that, I think he's a better face.
Yeah, he doesn't necessarily get over either way, though.
Better mid-card face.
Yeah.
But then I have on here Rusev against Roman Reigns for the U.S. title. Go ahead.
Rusev versus Reigns. Rusev is going to take it. I don't know how. Probably some sort of hijinks or shenanigans, whatever you want to call it.
Does something to get a little revenge.
Yeah.
Finally. I think that too. I think Rusev's going to take it because I think he'll retain the title to move on to something. Maybe there'll be an interference.
No, I think Reigns eventually is going to take that title from him. I just don't think
it continues on?
Yeah, I think this will continue.
I think Roman wins. I think all the Shield guys walk away from SummerSlam with titles.
Interesting.
Okay.
That's interesting.
That's my go of it.
I like that too.
That's interesting. Then we got Enzo and Cass against Y2KO. And I think that Enzo and Cass will take this one because they've had since debuting right after WrestleMania, they've had such a crazy, just organic build.
And I agree, but I think this continues though, because why not have these guys continue fighting each other?
Yeah.
I think that too much of something's bad, but I think that this is this is the first time that they're doing this, isn't it?
Yeah, unless this turns into a random pay-per-view like WrestleMania was, where they're just random winners. But anyway,
I think Jericho wins.
Bad guys.
Jericho wins.
Yeah.
I'm going with the bad guys on this one, just because of what you guys said. This continues. If you have the good guys win right away, I think that's an ending.
Wouldn't shock me if that happened, that's for sure. Tag titles, New Day against Dr. Gallows and Dr. Anderson.
This is the end of the New Day's reign for me. This is where the doctors.
I think Big E comes back, and I think he tries to help as much as he can, whether it be probably not a part of the match. I could see him coming in halfway because I don't see them leaving him off SummerSlam. And I think if they're going to lose it, I think he should be a part of it. But I just think they're going to lose it either way. So I agree that the club's going to take the titles and have a decent, lengthy heel run that eventually Enzo and Cass will end, is my long-term prediction.
I don't think the club wins on this one. I think New Day retains, at least for now. They might lose it on Raw, actually.
That'd be cool. That'd be a good thing to do. I mean, have another title change on Raw. Be cool.
Yep. Then we got one of the bigger ones is Cena versus Styles. This apparently I have it written down as Cena versus Styles 2, but according to Tommy, this is Cena versus Styles 3. And if it is Cena versus Styles 3, that means Cena has 2 on Styles, and Styles is going to win this one because he hasn't won yet. If that's apparently what is happening. Otherwise, I think it's supposed to be Cena versus Styles 2 rather than 3. And I think either way, Styles is going to win to even it out, and then a rubber match down the road.
Because Cena did win the first one.
He won the first one, even though... no, AJ
I
won.
thought AJ won.
I'm sorry, you're right. AJ wins this one.
That's why I was like, what?
No, I think AJ wins this one. Again, if they're going to continue, Cena wins. But if they're not, I think AJ needs a clean win. I think that's where I got in my head that he lost, because I was thinking... Yeah, AJ needs a clean win.
I think Cena wins this match because I want to see Cena fight Dean sometime soon. I want to see that.
Cena Dean for the title.
Yeah,
I can see that.
And Cena wins.
That'd be really good.
I could see that.
The last time they fought was such a good. Well, that was the last time they fought. U.S. title open challenge.
Mm-hmm.
When Dean was like, after the match, like, God, when am I gonna get my damn push? You know,
Yeah,
and so now that the things have kind of turned around, and Dean's on the top of the card, and Cena's kind of like a upper mid, like that'd be a really cool thing to have turned around. Anyways,
do you think Cena beats Styles, goes on, beats potentially Dean for the title, and then we have the final rubber match for the title between Cena and Styles at a major pay-per-view down the road?
No.
You don't think so? You think so it's going to be even between the two of them, and then that's it?
No, because I think Dean's going to hold that title for a while. I think.
Gotcha.
I think it'd be Cena versus Ric Flair for the final. Who wins? Who has the most title reigns?
No, I just, the way I have this built in my head, and this is going too far off, I know, from our picks, but I see Cena winning. Whoa! Tommy just pulled up a picture of Mandy, so
Way far off now.
yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about. Why would you do that? When I'm looking, why would you do such a thing?
Completely ruined.
You just pulled up a Mandy site only, so now he's not paying attention to this, and I'm not paying any attention, so I don't know what we're talking about.
We're talking.
Yes, I do.
Oh wow.
So Cena wins, lol, and and Dean wins, right? So then you lead this on to a Dean versus Cena, and I think that's the perfect place where you turn Dean heel.
Could see that. I think a lot of people think that the reason the World Heavyweight Championship is on SmackDown and that they're separating, keeping that together and having a completely new title separate on Raw, I think a lot of people think that's because they want Cena to go after Flair's record. And going for a new title doesn't apparently count, which further just devalues that title.
That actually makes sense for that logic. I mean,
but yeah, who knows? That's the thing that I like about SmackDown's roster is there's a lot of options with the title.
I think Cena wins. Hope Cena wins anyway because I don't like AJ Styles.
Just hate all the former TNA guys.
Yeah.
TNA/NXT. Hear me. Same. Remember?
What do they call it?
TNXT.
Yeah. So then the IC title, we got Apollo Crews or Creed, depending on who can say it, versus The Miz.
Miz says.
I actually, just for fun, because I don't necessarily care about this match because they haven't given me a reason to care about it yet. With the build, I'm going to go with Apollo Crews just because they got to do something to make it interesting, but maybe not. I wouldn't be surprised either way.
I really want to see that. I really want to see that Stop, Tom. Stop with the pictures and videos of God Almighty. I don't know what we're even talking about again.
Hashtag derailed.
Yeah, my God.
For the record, it's very late for us, and we're
still
a long.
Anytime, if it was 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, I don't care when it is. See that? I don't know what the hell I'm doing at all. But God, what was I even talking about?
Moving on.
Oh, I want to see that strap on Baron Corbin.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Why not?
That's the way of fixing it.
They should have made it a fatal 4-way.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But instead, they're doing nothing with Baron except making him beat little
boy.
Hashtag
boys.
beat up Callisto.
Yeah.
Then we're getting into the bigger matches, I guess. Even though we already mentioned Cena and Styles, but there's for the women's title, Sasha Banks and Charlotte. Dana Brooke is banned from ringside.
And you already got what I think is going to happen with that. Sasha retains. Dana Brooke comes out. They beat her up, and
Bailey comes out to save her.
Yeah. Yep.
I could completely see that. Either way, I agree. Sasha Banks retains.
Yep, Sasha retains via shenanigans or no, like overcoming shenanigans or whatever, but Sasha wins.
Even if they've been, all the focus, I guess, is Dana Brooke being banned. Even if someone else comes out and like Rick, anyone, to help Charlotte, I still think Sasha overcomes it and wins. And so then the first
news match.
Well, what's supposed to be
the bathroom break match of the night.
What's supposed to be the first of the 3 main events? We have Randy Orton against Lesnar. I do know a lot of people that are pretty pumped about this match, though.
How?
They're not in this room.
They're not in this room.
They're not. Yeah.
They're more casual based. Love Randy Orton because of the Randy Orton memes, and think Lesnar's the legitimate badass that he is, and not upset at Lesnar for cheating.
I'm not upset at Lesnar for cheating. I don't think it's going to be a match.
No, I think it's just going to be all this hype just for another squash match for whoever to eventually beat Lesnar.
I hope it is. If they're going to put all this hype on it, I hope it's similar to, not to keep referencing it, but 2 years ago, Cena versus Lesnar SummerSlam. I hope it's that type of match of let's count how many times Randy Orton gets suplexed and then just beaten in a pile of his own blood, urine, and vomit.
Yes, I totally see it going that way. Who knows? It could be a surprise match that's actually good, but I think you're right. I completely think you're right.
So we all think Lesnar wins.
Yeah, Lesnar wins. Yes.
If you have a lot of money, you're wanting to bet. Well, if you want to bet a little bit of money,
the odds are on Lesnar, I'm sure.
Yeah, because
I'm
sure
you're not going to make any money.
No, I'm saying I'm sure you'd win an insane
bet on Randy Orton.
Right, you'd win an insane amount of money. Possibly.
Like if you would have bet on Lesnar at WrestleMania with The Undertaker.
Well, there's all this.
There was actually right before that happened.
Right before that's odds.
You know, especially if Lesnar is going to take a lengthy amount of time off, there's no way he loses. There's so much that is riding on Lesnar's streak of just beating everyone. We brought it up to you like one of the very first episodes. When was the last time Lesnar was pinned? I did confirm it was at WrestleMania to Triple H. So that was 4 years ago? That was the last time.
A long time ago.
He was pinned.
Yep.
Only lost via submission and DQ since then, or?
DQ, and if you want to call it submission, knockout, I think is what I would call that. When The Undertaker had won via shenanigans, which I don't want to talk about. Let's stop talking about that. Yeah.
So moving on then, we have the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, Dean Ambrose against Dolph Ziggler. I think this match will steal the show, but I think Dean retains.
Yep, and I will add maybe some glimpses of a heel turn here for Dean.
Okay. Glimpses of a heel turn. We've seen it already on SmackDown.
Right, but more so.
Like more obvious.
Yeah.
I think it ends with a heel turn either way. I don't know.
Either way.
I think something about the way they've been doing this, I think it ends for one of them turning heel. More than likely Dean, but Ziggler would be an interesting swerve at this point. Because it's like if Ziggler loses, what do you do with him? Because,
he's just lost all that momentum if he loses.
Yeah.
But if he loses via shenanigans from Dean turning heel, then, Ziggler would have won. But if it hadn't been for that cheap,
that's probably the only
sneak.
way to save both guys. Yeah.
I think Dean wins. I don't know how. But like I said, I think all the Shield guys are walking out with gold.
Yeah.
Which
to go to our next match, I completely agree. As cool as it would be to see Balor come and rise to the top this quick, You just don't do that. Rollins is your guy. Rollins has been the guy, and I've said it before on this show that, you know, everyone always says that Roman Reigns is the one that's gotten the biggest push, but I've argued, rightfully so, that Rollins has always been the guy. He's been the favorite son out of the three, and I don't see that changing here. I think he's the very first WWE Universal Champion.
You can even have him cheat to win, and it won't hurt at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, like to see, like you said, like to see Finn Balor walk away with it, but I don't think it happens as soon.
You know what I would absolutely love is, especially if Rollins does win, this will be the first time, I think, on regular programming, I hope that Triple H comes out and, like, puts the belt on him. I think that would even, like, solidify more of, like, this guy is the #1 heel in the company now. Yeah. Like, once again, with the title.
I wouldn't be surprised, again, if that happened. But my pick is Finn Balor for 2 reasons. I feel like they actually have that much faith in him. They're putting that much stock in him. I think after Roman's little screw up and hiccup, I think they want somebody. I think they're just gonna. Maybe it's too much too soon. We'll see. But I think they have that much stock in Balor, and I think that's why Balor wins. And 2, no one, and I know this is a different ball game being on the main roster, but the Demon has not been beaten. If ever Balor was beaten, he was not in pain. He's never lost as a Demon, ever.
What?
He hasn't. You can look it up and quote me on that. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, he lost in that.
He never lost.
He lost
because he had the title and was undefeated until Joe beat him, and he was not in pain when Joe beat him. He's never lost in the pain.
Okay.
He's lost, but he's never lost in the...
I'm not saying I don't believe you, but I'm gonna have to research, do some...
if I'm wrong,
discuss with the nerds in the nerdery.
Yes.
Consult the nerds.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, I'll buy you a milkshake, okay?
Oh, chocolate malt.
Same,
actually,
yes,
and it can't be thin and like chocolate.
All right, deal.
Okay.
We can shake on it even.
Okay.
Deal.
We're shaking. So I mean, I think that's everything, right? Tom, you said what you thought, right?
Yeah, I think Seth wins.
Oh yeah, you said all the Shield guys.
And, I don't know if they'll throw in another match. I don't know what's been pushed to the pre-show or what'll be on the pre-show, but that's the card as I see it at this point. So it doesn't need anything else. You know, we already have 11 matches,
and it's 5 freaking hours long,
something like that. Yeah.
I can't believe that we still haven't seen the title. I know I mentioned that earlier in this episode.
Yeah.
But
weird build for that whole thing.
But I really hope that it's not what we think it is. With the one being red and the other being
color coded bull crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be so bad. So I mean that wraps up our show today. We have, like we say every time, we have a show every Thursday. We have Drive-Thru Wrestling. And every Sunday we have the Nerd Buffet podcast. I think Seth's going to be coming on full-time with us now with Drive-Thru Wrestling.
I would like to.
He would like to. So we would like him to.
Mm-hmm. And
we're going to keep doing this. So Seth's our guy, especially when it comes to like, oh, this didn't happen in WWE or it's before WWE. We don't know anything about it. Seth's kind of our go-to guy on that. And
did you get to watch Scooby-Doo?
Oh, God! We're not done! Oh, my God.
You would bring that up. No, I have not seen Scooby-Doo yet, but I'm sure Jake has.
Seth, you're fired.
All this talk.
We just hired you. Now you're fired.
Oh, my God.
I wanted to hear the review on it before.
My God. I'm so happy you brought it up. I would have ruined the rest of my week if we wouldn't have talked about it. And I probably wouldn't have waited for next week. We would have talked about it in Nerd Buffet. And I would have said,
that's
F
what
you,
I thought the plan
Seth,
was.
F you. Okay. So.
We can talk about it in Nerd Buffet then.
No.
Now?
We're talking about it now.
Now.
Wrestling. We got to see this spectacular movie. Seth, did you see the last Scooby-Doo wrestling movie?
No, I did not.
I own that one. So.
I will watch both of them.
Okay. Scooby-Doo, the newest one was the best one.
Scooby-Doo
awesome.
and the Curse of the Speed
Scooby-Doo
Demon.
and WWE in the Curse of the Speed Demon. Yeah, I remember WWE,
Okay.
Tom. The one thing that was missing that I didn't think of, I actually watched it twice in the same day because I watched it with you, Tom, and then my nephew Eli came over, and of course, since he's actually the target audience of the movie, he did want to watch it, and I was like, all right, let's watch it. So you know, when I was renting the movie, that was also my excuse for renting it. Is, oh, my nephew's coming over. So
You rented it from Redbox, though, so you didn't have anyone to explain yourself to.
yeah, but Savannah was with me.
Oh.
She was actually excited to see it too, but I still felt obligated for anyone who was looking around. Like, that grown man was like...
It's not like when I was openly buying My Little Pony DVDs and the cashier looked at me strange. I'm like, you know, it's for my daughter. You know?
Yeah. And I'm like, Tom, you don't have a daughter. Dog's died again.
Dog's killing the
Killing the cat.
That's fine.
Is the cat still alive?
Don't care.
It's fine. Dead now. It's fine. Scooby-Doo, though. We watched it twice in one day, and I noticed no John Cena in the second movie. I didn't notice it really the first time I watched it because I didn't think about it.
Interesting.
But John Cena was like one of the main characters in the first movie. But
Well, in this movie, we get The Undertaker
much better.
as the main character.
Fantastic. He didn't act like he was phoning it in at all.
Interesting that it was like Mark Calloway, you know.
It was really.
Yeah, every
I
wrestler
wonder,
was the wrestler.
Good, dude.
I didn't really look to see if it was Dusty Rhodes, like if he had recorded his stuff before.
It sure sounded like him.
It really did, but you know how many people do Dusty Rhodes voices because like everyone.
So that's the only one I'm not sure of either.
So Seth, since you didn't see it, we're going to ruin the movie for you.
That's fine.
So that's the small price you have to pay. The movie opens with Shaggy and Scooby. They have like a burger, like a sandwich truck at this racetrack.
Shaped like a giant sandwich.
Yeah, shaped like a big burger. And they're working there. Those are mine. You can eat one. It's absolutely fine. A little bit of indigestion talking about the burgers here and the ice cream. We're not the healthiest of people, folks. We all keep Rolaids in our pockets at all times. So it's kind of like Scooby and Shaggy. I would almost guarantee one of them has to keep Rolaids in their pockets. Since Scooby-Doo's a dog, he doesn't have pockets, so it's probably Shaggy. It's getting really late, as you can tell. So Shaggy and Scooby are like the biggest Undertaker fans, which was freaking awesome. I have to say, seeing Shaggy dressed like current Undertaker. And then Scooby-Doo had...
Dressed like debut Undertaker.
Yeah, like purple tie. I guess that wasn't debut because he was gray tie.
Yeah, but still.
Like the second iteration. They're like dressed as him. They're like, yay, the Undertaker. And then their truck comes out and it's like... There's always two wrestlers per car.
The story starts out... It's Vince McMahon... Stephanie McMahon has the idea for a racing show starring all the WWE wrestlers. So every... 2 WWE wrestlers to a truck, and
like monster trucks,
and they're racing. So there's 2 wrestlers per truck, and usually it's tag teams, but sometimes it's not. Like the Miz and Paige are in an Awesome Mobile. That's what the name of their car is. And
Rusev and Lana.
That makes sense. But then there was Sheamus and the
brothers, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, Cody and Stardust.
Stardust.
Weird.
Yeah.
That was a weird combination, but yeah, it was.
And so the Legend Mobile was the last one, the last vehicle that we get to see. Oh, and Stephanie and Triple H are in like the company vehicle,
the company car,
and it's like a big black car with the WWE logo on it. And so then the last one you get to see is the Legend Mobile or something like that. Mm-hmm. And it's like the front of it is shaped like what you would think Undertaker's monster truck is like, but then there's polka dots on the back because
Dusty Rhodes is his co-pilot.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, so they're like they stop and Shaggy and Scooby are dressed like the Undertaker. And they're like, yay, the Undertaker, the Legend Mobile, and they're like introducing now Dusty Rhodes, and you see Dusty Rhodes and the Undertaker, and you just see smoke come up, and the Undertaker appears, and he goes, you literally hear him go, bleh, while he's cutting his throat. And that was the point of the movie where I was like, I'm going to enjoy.
Scooby and Shaggy poop themselves too.
They were scared.
They're like, oh god,
we didn't know he was scary. So
That's their favorite guy.
Yeah. So basically, what happens is they're doing like time trials to place for this big race that they're going to have, and when Undertaker and Dusty are doing theirs, another vehicle comes out of nowhere that's kind of like a scorpion tank type of thing, and not scorpion tank like Halo, but like a tank with like a scorpion thing on the back.
Tail.
Yeah. And it wrecks their car. Dusty
Inferno.
gets hurt. Yeah, the Inferno. Dusty gets hurt, so he can't race, but everyone has to have at least 2 racers per car. So somehow or another, Shaggy and Scooby get picked out of the rest of the crowd, which doesn't make sense. I think it's because they're working under contract for Vince to do right. the food truck thing, and they have the truck because the Undertaker's truck is ruined. So the Undertaker,
they build another truck first.
They build another truck out of
the food truck.
The food truck.
Oh, nice.
So the Undertaker is driving the food truck with Shaggy and Scooby in the back of it, and they have different legs of the race. You know, there's a lot of hijinks here and there. That gets wrecked too.
Inferno shows up again and wrecks the food truck.
Right. And so they start last in the last heat because like each one is like another day for the next heats or legs of the race.
They weren't going to be able to race at first because they didn't have another car, but then they souped up the Mystery Machine.
Of course.
Yeah.
So then you have Undertaker driving the Mystery Machine, which they souped up to be a monster truck,
and all of the Mystery Brigade
all the rest
or whatever
of the gang.
it's called. Yeah. Is in the Mystery Inc. Why can't I think of that? All the rest of Mystery Inc. rides in with them. So that was another awesome thing. Like all of Scooby Doo's gang with the Undertaker now.
Hopefully not. Scrappy, right?
No Scrappy.
No Scrappy. Thank God. To spoil the ending of the movie, which I know this is a huge blockbuster for this year, so everyone's gonna be really upset that we spoil it. But Mystery Inc. ends up winning, followed by The Undertaker, which he ends up like jumping onto the Inferno-mobile and fighting
Commandeering it.
Yeah, fighting him and commandeering it. And he comes in second, which I'm like, Undertaker was part of the first place team, so he should get first and second. You know,
right point. Goodness.
So like this whole fight,
The $1 million prize.
Yeah, it's $1 million prize, and Undertaker wants to use the prize
to
money
make a puppet show.
To make a puppet show for
all
kids.
His little monsters of the night or whatever.
Yeah, creatures of the night.
Yeah, little creatures of the night.
Which is really weird seeing the Undertaker like wanting to do a puppet show. Yeah. You know? So that was like the only thing that was really out of character for the Undertaker, besides like just openly being like, "Yeah, Scooby Doo, my buddy." So then you get.
Who was driving the Inferno?
The bad guy, yeah. So the Speed Demon is kind of like Woozy from the wreck at the end of the race, and the Undertaker gives him the last ride, and it's like the deadliest last ride that's ever been given, and he's like, that was for Dusty, and the Speed Demon gets back up and tries to like hit him again, and he grabs him. And puts him over his shoulder and jumps probably 50 feet.
Yeah.
And tombstones him.
Gross.
And so, like, whoever it is dead. Like, when I said that the Speed Demon has to just be a demon because he just murdered whatever it was. Like, he can't be another wrestler. But, of course, like any Scooby-Doo story, movie, film, cartoon, the guy's woozy and laying there, and they go, let's figure out who it really was. Mm-hmm. They pull it off, and it's Triple H.
Mm. And they go back, and it was actually a combination of Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. So they could each play the role, so neither one was implicated because you could see them, at the same time.
They were trying to do it to make it more
interesting.
More interesting, actually. So that people would watch it because they wanted to see it successful. And Vince is like...
Death race things.
Vince is like, I really appreciate you. You're just like me to do something like that, little girl. And Triple H, during this time, getting arrested, which is like crazy, you know, just because the police are taking him away. And Vince is like, you know, I'm really happy that you did something like this, but you got to pay the consequence. She gets arrested too. And so, like, they're out, and the movie ends with The Undertaker and the Mystery Inc. splitting the money, and the Undertaker getting his puppet show.
Undertaker gets puppet show, and Mystery Inc. gives their money to Dusty.
Yes, because
Dusty was wanting the money for his family.
Yes, I forgot about that. That is very important. Hard times. So yeah. I know we just spoiled it for you. We just kind of went through the entire plot, including the ending. But
still watch it.
If you're a WWE fan and a Scooby-Doo fan, I can't see a reason why you wouldn't watch this movie.
One or the other, even.
Yeah. It was one of the better. I've seen a lot of them, the Scooby-Doo movies, because even when I was growing out of Scooby-Doo, I was the oldest, so I had younger siblings, so I still had to watch them anyways. So I kind of learned to love Scooby-Doo again when I was getting older, so that's why I was like so excited about this, because I'm like, WWE and Scooby-Doo. Two things that I shouldn't like is this old, like, shouldn't resonate as much with me, but they do so much. Great movie. I think it's time to close out the show, though. Sad.
Now that we've gone another half hour.
Right. You're not going to cry.
It's all good.
Are you okay?
I'm good.
Are you okay?
Great.
I'm the one that's sad. No, I think it's time to close out the show. We've talked about too much stuff in wrestling, and we've got Takeover on Saturday. We've got Summerslam on Sunday. Of course, Nerd Buffet on Sunday coming to you. And then next Thursday we'll be wrapping up everything that happened and starting all over again. So without anything else to say, my name's Jake.
I'm Seth.
And I'm Tommy. Good night, John Boy.
Oh, this is always my least favorite time of the week. When the video ends, that means I have to go to bed and get ready for work in the morning.
It's okay, Jake, because you could always subscribe to the YouTube channel and be alerted every time the new videos come out.
Really?
Yes, you could also like the channels and follow us on Twitter at Real Nerd Buffet, and get on Facebook and follow us.
What? Oh my God, I'm going to do it right away. And you should too.